Alright. Hello. Welcome back to more of this square game that you know that I like to play a little bit. It's not like I'm addicted or anything. That'd be weird, you know. That'd obviously be weird. Anyway. It's time to go through every hardest I've done and kind of just talk about them a bit, cuz I'm one who really likes the idea of beating more and more and more new artists and just improving at the game and watching myself just get better. And it just always feels so good. Anyway, let's start off with my first ever hardest demon, which was, you can probably guess, Clubstep. This was my first demon, and I honestly would have really enjoyed it if it weren't for my tons of late deaths. Overall, I think this level's fine. It has decent gameplay. Uh, it's not super long. It's not super boring. There's always, like, some sort of challenge in each part. And it just has that nice Rob Top sort of style to it. So yeah. I honestly like this level. It's just, I got 97 times 2, 98 times 2. It's just, I had such horrendous, no, I had 97 times 3. I had horrendous luck with this. And it's a shame, because if I hadn't, I would have enjoyed it so much more. But, yeah. It's a fine level that I just kind of had a bad experience with. And yeah, there's not really much else to it. It could have been much better. But yeah, I'm proud to have it as my first demon instead of, like, the nightmare or something. Anyway. What am I doing? My next hardest was also a main level. Deadlocked. Yeah. This level was actually not so bad. It only took me like 3,000. I want to do swag. I want to show you how good I am. I'm probably better than you. Ha! Anyway. Yeah, this level seemed really hard at the time, but I actually had extremely good luck with it. Unlike, Clubstep, I expected to die 10,000 times to the wave, but I slowly got more and more consistent with it. And eventually I found a good amount of consistency in the wave and the dual wave, and I was just kind of able to beat it from there. I fluked it from 72, so not 72, but I also fluked it from 70. But yeah, it's just really, it was a really great demon that felt really fun to beat. I love this level, by the way. Fantastic level. Really fun gameplay, always something happening, never boring, and few choke points. The wave and the dual wave are the only choke points in the level. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, whoops. God, Okay. Yeah, that's it. Now, it's time for my next hardest, or my first medium demon. Verity by Serpunge. Why do I have caps lock on? Anyway, yep. This is the level. It felt like a huge jump at the time. Like, this level seemed so hard. Oh my god. It had, like, kind of difficult gameplay that I had just never seen before. And, I just wasn't used to the kind of, oh my god, can I stop? I just wasn't used to the kind of gameplay it brought to the table, and I thought it would absolutely, oh my god, I thought it would absolutely wreck me. And, oh my god. Somehow it didn't. I actually got really consistent, really fast, much quicker than I expected, at least. And You know, the only real few choke points were around the beginning, and I struggled a lot with the last, like, ship and duel. So, yeah. Overall, had a great experience. Do think the last ship could have some work. It's kind of just straight fly. But yeah. The reason why I sucked at the dual shipping, like UFO or whatever it is, that was just a skill issue. Anyway, my next hardest was the level I infamously hate. Chaos Airflow by Samsar. This level is garbage. I cannot stress it enough. It is, it's nothing more than a pain in the ass to play and a pain in the ass to exist. The reason all of my hatred is because of this level's existence. First of all, there are like choke points in every single corner. First cube is boring as hell. First ship isn't too bad. First ball is extremely RNG and luck based. You could easily just hit some tiny spike that's right at the edge. Oh, whoops, you're dead. And there's also the wave, which is actually not that bad of a part, but it sure as hell is quite a bit harder than the other parts. Then we have the UFO, which is just straight up lazy. It's literally just a bunch of portals shoved together like, ooh, ba 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 ba. Wow, UFO part. No, it's terrible. After that, there's a dual mini ship, which is absolutely awful. It's completely unoriginal, boring gameplay that still manages to be harder than a good portion of the rest of the level, and still manages to suck every time you play it. Ship after is just as bad. Wave after is okay. Mini UFO after is probably the only good part of the level. Dual mini wave after is garbage. Dual mini cube after is mediocre at best. And then the ball and the mini ball and the tight little mini ship corridor at the end are pretty much just filler. Now, for my experience with this hot mess of a excuse of a level, yeah, I know it wasn't any better than I said the level was. I never was able to make progress. I instantly got heavily mind blocked. I never wanted to play it. I came this close to dropping it. And overall, my experience was terrible. Thank God I fluked it from the duel, because otherwise I would have been in a world of pain. Yeah, overall, just a crap level and a crap experience. Not much else to it. My next hardest takes a very nice turn for the best. And while other people might think this is easier than Chaos Airflow, I believe personally that it is quite a bit harder. It is none other than Ultra Violence by Xender game. Yeah. Love this level to death. Probably my favorite demon in existence so far that I've ever seen. This level, oh my god, all of it is fun. It always feels like you're making progress and getting better at everything. Every single timing is unique and interesting. It's extremely pretty. It is a gorgeous level. Has a lot of story and personality to it. Is extremely fun. Never gets boring. Overall, S tier. Every single piece of gameplay in this level I enjoyed to the fullest. It's literally the epitome of a perfect level for me. Every single bit of gameplay was just amazing. And honestly, when I beat it, I was happy. Yeah, progress in my skill as a player. I just beat a new hardest medium demon. That's amazing. But I honestly also felt kind of sad that I didn't get to enjoy this masterpiece of a level any longer. That's how much I liked it. Like, seriously. It's insane. It's such an amazing level. Xender game, you've made a masterpiece. Anyway. Now, we move on to my first hard demon. Why am I doing that? You probably know what it is if you've watched my channel at all. Different Descent by Donkey. Or Dank, or I really don't know how to pronounce his name. Yeah. This level's amazing. Not as good as Ultraviolence, but still a fantastic level. And once again, it felt like I was always making progress. Now I am going to be referring to the first time I beat it. The time I rebeat it, because of a skill issue thing, I kind of had a terrible experience. There are no choke points in this level at all. It always feels like you're making progress. Each part has interesting timings and is fun. And it all just comes together like bread and butter. And it also acts as a nice little nod to Digital Descent and the Technology trilogy. Overall, it's just a fantastic hard demon that I really enjoyed beating for the first time. Yeah, just a great level. Absolutely fantastic level. And now we move on to my current hardest, which is, of course, Scarlet Pulse by Gecko. This is a good level. I think this level is pretty good. Not bad. My experience with it was way better than it should have been. Like, seriously, I should have struggled with this way more than I did. I only spent pretty much the same amount of attempts I spent on Different Descent on this. Might be because it was the first demon, it was one of the first demons I beat on 144 hertz. Might not have been that. But, yeah, I had a fantastic experience with this level. It was just a joy to play. It really was a spark in my life to just go over to the computer and stream me playing this level and enjoy it. And just always feel like maybe there could be that one attempt, that one lucky attempt where I just do it. And, you know, it always felt really good to play this level. Just because I felt maybe I can make progress today. Or maybe I can beat it today. And, you know, I'm droning at this point, but you get the idea. Great experience. Decent level. Fantastic experience. Now that I've gone through all my hardest, let's do some sort of, like, honorable mentions. Like, second hardest that were close. Like, actually quite close. First one that I'd like to mention is Jawbreaker. This level was very, very difficult for me at the time I beat it because my wave skill was just terrible. I did not know how to do wave. And the only reason I was able to beat Different Descent is because of how balanced it is. So I struggled with this level a crap ton. Yeah. Took me, Different Descent and Scarlet Pulse both took me, like, 11,000 and then some attempts. But then this, on the other hand, took me, like, 12,000, pretty close to 13,000. Yeah. I struggled a ton with wave, and the choke point at 69 did not make it any easier. So yeah, this was a level I was really proud of beating as the second hardest. And while I did believe it was legitimately easier than Different Descent, it was, in terms of experience-wise, it was pretty close. Oh yeah. Another one I'd like to mention is not even a second hardest, not even a third hardest, but at the time when I beat it, when I started, it would be a fourth hardest. When I beat it, it was a fifth hardest. None other than Teknold. Oh my god, Teknold. No, I can't type. Teknold Blast by MrLorenzo. This level caused me infinite amounts of pain. First of all, this level focuses mainly on slow ship, which is by far one of my least strong suits, like one of the things I'm worst at in this game. So that's not great. And it's incredibly skill-based. Like, this is one of the most skill-based levels I have ever played. And a lot of it never got consistent. And at the time when I beat it, I had beaten Different Descent and Extreme Park. And I was working on Jawbreaker. And I did this as a little sub-project. And I was expecting to beat this in a week and then maybe beat Jawbreaker a week later. I beat Jawbreaker after like 2 weeks. Still hadn't beaten this. I had gotten 85, which is basically the equivalent to 98. And I was losing it. I was so ashamed that I was spending this much time on a medium demon when I had beaten 3 hard demons. And it really affected my mental state and how I thought of myself as a player and my self-esteem. And it was horrible. It was draining, and I hated going to my laptop every single day to find this level looking back at me. And I dropped it. I dropped it for a whopping, 6 months. And then I came back to it one day with an open mind after beating, Clubstep EX. I just came back to it, and I thought, I'm going to give this a couple attempts. If I don't beat it, I don't beat it. I just leave it in the dust, and I forget it happened. And I beat it in, the first 40 minutes. So, honestly, this level was, going to be a freaking third or fourth hardest. But honestly, it felt more like a second hardest or hardest, because even though my hardest was a hard demon, not even a medium demon, it felt so draining and horrible to play this that it ruined, it absolutely wrecked what my opinion on it should have been. So, and the other thing is, I don't even hate this level. It's a completely average, fine level that has nothing too wrong with it. It's nothing special, but it's completely okay. I just had horrible, horrible luck with it. Yeah. And there is one last level that I would like to mention. Paracosm Circles. At the time when I beat this, my hardest was, in fact, Ultraviolence. This was my 5th medium demon. And it was not a new hardest. In fact, it wasn't even a second hardest. It was a third hardest. But it did feel very difficult, considering the fact that I got mind blocked at the wave. And I wasn't, sad or anything. It just felt kind of sluggish. The experience wasn't nearly as bad as Chaos Airflow or Teknold Blast. But it wasn't great, to be honest. It was just, I got mind blocked at the wave because my wave skills still were pretty bad. So you could probably understand why I struggled so much. And I just never really got super consistent. And it just kind of dragged a bit, you know. And eventually I beat it after like 3 weeks. But it still kind of was sluggish. But it's okay. And but because my point is, because I got mind blocked, it felt much harder than it actually was. So, yeah. Yeah. That's about it. In this video, I just went through every single hardest and I've done, and a few other honorable mentions. That's pretty much it. It was a simple video I thought of after seeing someone else's video like this on YouTube, and I just, you know, I thought it was a really cool idea, and I thought I could do it too, since I've beaten some hard levels in this game, and I feel proud of it. Not like hard, but, well, it's a hard demon, so I think it's fair to call it hard. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment or everything, whatever. Yeah. One last thing I would like to mention before I go is Impetus. I have not beaten this level yet. This, if I had, this would definitely go in honorable mentions, because this is very, in my mind, very close to the difficulty of Scarlet Pulse. Currently, as you can see, I have 27, and I also have 37 to 100. So I'm making progress, and once I beat it, it'll be a demon I'm proud of as well. It's currently, I think, number 31 on the hard demon list. So, yeah. With all that out of the way, please check out my website as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.